I get it. Standing in the electronics aisle, staring at a wall of ultra-thin screens, you start wondering if you're about to spend a fortune on a TV that will sit idle most nights or actually become the centerpiece of your living room. You've probably already Googled Best OLED TV 2025 and seen 1,000 glowing headlines, but the real question is whether that sleek Samsung 55-inch OLED will fit into your daily routine without turning into an expensive paperweight. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first saw this model, the biggest hesitation in my mind was the price tag versus the promise of Vision AI and Dolby Atmos. I've watched a few friends splurge on big-screen OLEDs that looked amazing in the showroom but then turned out to be a headache because the picture settings were a nightmare to dial in, or the sound felt thin without a separate soundbar. That's why I dug into how the TV actually behaves once it's out of the box, how you interact with it day to day, and where the money is really going. Let's start with the setup. The Samsung S85F arrives in a slim, contoured box that includes the TV, a remote, the power cable, and a 4-outlet power strip, the Austere 5SPS4US1. The power strip is a nice, low-key addition. It means you can plug your streaming stick, sound system, and gaming console all in one place without hunting for outlets behind the TV. Unpacking feels premium, and the stand is designed to sit flush against a wall without requiring a separate mounting bracket, though I still recommend a wall mount for the cleanest look. The first thing you'll notice is the NQ4 AI Gen2 processor kicking into gear. Samsung markets it as a brain that optimizes everything from upscaling lower resolution content to adjusting brightness based on the room's ambient light. In practice, what that means is you can throw a 1080p YouTube video onto the screen and the TV will do a respectable job of making it look sharper, while HDR movies from Netflix or Disney Plus get a boost that feels genuinely cinematic. The AI also handles motion smoothing in a way that feels natural rather than soap-operated. Fast action sports or a high-octane video game stay smooth without the soap opera effect that many budget OLEDs suffer from. Sound is another area where people often get tripped up. The S85F includes object tracking sound Lite with Dolby Atmos, which attempts to place audio cues in a three-dimensional space. For most TV shows and movies, the effect is subtle but noticeable. You'll hear dialogue coming from the front speakers while atmospheric sounds like rain or an aircraft seem to move around the room. If you're used to a plain stereo bar, this will feel like an upgrade, but it's not a full-blown Atmos system. In a larger living room or a home theater setup, you'll still want a dedicated soundbar or speakers to get the most out of Dolby Atmos content. Now, who should actually consider buying this TV? If you're a binge watcher who loves the deep blacks and vibrant colors OLEDs are known for, and you want a screen that can double as a gaming monitor for consoles, this 55-inch model hits a sweet spot. The rapid charge feature, meaning the TV can power up to full brightness faster than many LED panels, helps when you're switching from a bright kitchen to a dark living room and don't want a prolonged warming up period. Gamers will appreciate the low input lag and the fact that the TV supports HDMI 2.1. which opens the door to 4K at 120Hz on a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. If you already have a decent sound system and just need a visual upgrade, the S85F integrates nicely without forcing you into a whole new audio ecosystem. On the flip side, this isn't the best pick for a budget-conscious household that plans to use the TV mainly for casual cable or background TV. OLED panels are still more expensive per inch than high-end LEDs, and the 55-inch size, while perfect for most mid-size rooms, can feel a bit underwhelming if you have a large, open-plan space where you'd normally go for 65 inches or more. Also, if you're someone who watches a lot of bright, daytime sports in a sun-filled room, you might notice that the OLED's peak brightness, while respectable, doesn't match the very brightest LED panels. That could lead to a slightly washed-out look when the sun is streaming through the windows. A hidden trade-off that many don't think about until after purchase is the risk of burn-in. Samsung's OLEDs come with a built-in pixel shift and logo dimmer technology that mitigates static image retention, but if you habitually leave a news ticker, game HUD, or static logo on for hours every day, you could eventually see ghosting. In my own use, I've kept a rotating screensaver on the TV's built-in demo mode for a few hours a week and haven't noticed any lingering traces. Still, it's something to keep in mind if the TV will serve as a secondary display for a PC or as